So from an early age, I knew that I wanted to be in a helping profession. Initially, I wanted to become a teacher, and then after going to school and working through some of those classes, I decided that was not the profession for me. And so I began taking some human services classes and talking with some professors who had been social workers, and decided that that would be the route that I would go.
I became a social worker because I have always been interested in just kind of, I guess, like the power of human connection.
So my background is education. I taught preschool for quite a few years, and then I realized in the classroom a lot of the behaviors I was seeing in the classroom began in the homes. So then I went back to school and finished my BSW, and here I am.
Honestly, in the beginning, I don't know. It's just something that I always wanted to do. And I saw the ad with Roanoke County, and I waited for 2 weeks before I applied. Got the interview, and once I had my interview, I got the call back the next day. And since I've been here 14 years now, it's just giving back, working with families who kids have come into foster care, and providing a service to them to help remove the barriers to get their children back to them.
Initially, when I first started at Radford University, which feels like a billion years ago now, because I've been doing this for about 23 years now, so that's a long time. So I started out at Radford thinking, okay, I wanted to do early childhood education. But then, for whatever reason, I started just kind of searching around and looking through. Back then, it was like catalogs you looked through. There was no real online system. And so, started looking through the catalog and saw this topic, social work. And I started reading the description, and it was just interested me. I said, this is it. This is what I want to do. So I went into that field, got my degree, and then I came here as an intern. Started here and never left. So thankfully, they liked what I did and hired me, and I've been here ever since. So,
I would say that it's very rewarding. No one day is alike. You can have a set schedule of things that you have to get done, and then something could come in and your whole day changes. So it's very active, and there's always something that needs to be done. You likely are never going to have your to-do list finished.
It's a lot of hard work. Could be a lot of early mornings and a lot of late nights. In our job, we have to do on-call. So with that, you could get a phone call at 1 o'clock in the morning, and you could be on that call to 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. So you have to be prepared. It's a lot of paperwork, a lot of details, and you have to make sure that you're in it for the right reason. And we have to make sure we're ensuring the safety of the kids that we work with.
well, you don't do it for the money. That's the first thing I would say. And I think the second thing, the most important thing to me is that, you know, you can't wear your heart on your sleeve. You really do have to have some thick skin at times. And it can really wear you down if you let it. And so I would tell someone to please, you know, don't be so naive. Look around, do some volunteer work first. Really consider whether or not this is what you want to do. I would encourage anyone to do this, but if you're not the right fit, it's not going to be good for you, and it's not going to be good for the family. So I would encourage folks to do a lot of volunteer work and really do some soul searching as to whether or not this is really meant for you.
Well, I think you kind of go into that thinking like you're going to change the world and things like that, and you kind of come in with or at least I did, kind of a soft heart, and a lot of times more seasoned workers or you know, people that have been in the field for a long time might try to say to develop a tougher skin or to kind of suppress some of the feelings and emotions that go into this job, and I would say to just continue feeling them and continue to let them responsibly shape the work that you do.
I would say you have to be patient, and you have to be willing to get down and dirty sometimes. You're not going to always be in the office. You've got to learn to just go with the flow. Sometimes you might be in court. Sometimes you may never be at your desk the whole day. You're going to come in with a laundry list of things you're going to think you're going to get done, and it may not get done, and that is absolutely okay, because you truly never know what that day is going to bring you.
In the end though, at the end of the day, if you really truly know you've done the best job you could, you went in and you were as patient and as kind as and understanding as you could be. When you do have to be an adversarial role, when you do have to take that approach, you really are doing that because you know at the end it's gonna produce the results that you need. And so if a kid is safer for it, then you have to step out of your comfort zone and make that happen. And so there are, at the end of the day, there are rewards you can take away from something that day. You have to find something in that day. Look, if it's just one little thing, that went right today. All the other 90 things didn't, but that one went right today, and that kid's okay tonight because of this.
I truly just love being a social worker and being able to be a tool for families to either reunify each other or to just get themselves in a better position than they were when I first met them.
So I'm Craig Robertson, one of the operations battalion chiefs. Been here just a little over 30 years. So this is a Type 3 wildland fire engine, specifically built for wildland fire. It's based off of a U.S. Forest Service Model 346 specification, and as I said, it's built specifically for wildland fire. Well, as you'll be able to see, it has a very short wheelbase and a very short turning radius, which makes it a lot easier to get into some of the tighter neighborhoods we've got, especially in the wildland urban interface areas that we've got, such as Fort Mason, for example. That combined with the number of personnel that we can carry on it, it's normally will be staffed with a minimum of 3, but we can carry up to 5 on the truck. It has a 600-gallon water tank, and it will have several thousand feet of hose on it. So in addition to that, it has a very high pressure pump on it. So unlike a typical structure fire, which we don't have to overcome a lot of elevation changes, a lot of times in wildland fire, we do have to overcome a lot of elevation. It takes a lot of pressure to push our water up the hill. We don't typically require a lot of high flows as far as high amounts of water, but the pressure is what we need. Oh yes, it's all-wheel drive. Has, as you can see, some significant ground clearance to it. So yes, we can take it off-road for sure. Oh, it drives really well, and we drove it back from Boise, Idaho without water on it. So it was a little bit of a rough ride then, but it has water on it now, obviously, and so 600 gallons of water does make it ride a little bit smoother. But as far as steering, braking, acceleration, deceleration, it's a very modern truck, you know, and just handles really well. This is really one of the few in the area, and I think that just shows the progressive nature of our department. We've taken a design which has proven itself over the years and are going to be able to put it in place here. Oh, this thing has been at least a couple years in planning and whatnot, and so it wasn't like a spur of the moment purchase or anything like that. There was a lot of thought that went into it, and in looking at lots of different specifications, we felt that there was really no reason to basically recreate the wheel when this has already been created and has proven itself across the country. So whenever we have structures threatened or days of high fire danger, red flag days, that sort of thing, then yes, it'd definitely be used in those situations. Well, as I said before, one of the places that comes to mind is Fort Mason, and because of its steep terrain, very sharp turns going into that neighborhood, limited ingress, egress, that sort of thing. That's where we could typically use it. And then, you know, any other of our areas where we need to put out lots of hose and have the pressure to supply that hose. And I will say too that this truck is just another tool in our toolbox. So the truck is a big tool, but without the right personnel on it, you know, highly trained, motivated, physically fit personnel, it won't be as effective. So we're going to make sure that those people are on the truck.
Hello, I'm Wendy Schultz, Tourism and Event Manager for Roanoke County Parks, Rec, and Tourism. And I'm here to tell you about the beginning of our spring season at Explore Park. We are getting more and more excited as it gets closer and closer and closer. And what we're doing on April 4th, we're going to start off the season with our Artisan Saturdays. An incredible event. It's an annual event, been going on now for years. Bring more and more people in each year, more artisans. It's when the artisans who are actually in our gift shop all year long come out and demonstrate what they have, all of their new wares as well as some of their old favorites. And they show folks exactly what they do and how they do it. And of course, it's also for sale, so it's a wonderful shopping excursion. We also have music that happens during that time, and it's just a fun morning and afternoon in the park. It begins at 10 a.m. and ends at 3 on Saturday, April 4th, and this is the first of a 3-part series. We'll also have one in June and another one in September. But what's making this one so exciting is once you have come and you've seen all the artisans, you've enjoyed the day with us, you can also be part of the ribbon cutting for Twin Creeks Brew Pub. That's going to occur at 3 o'clock on Saturday. We've also attached a lot of other activities for it, and we're calling it our Adventure Expo, because on that day as well, Treetop Quest is going to open for the season. Again, our aerial adventure park, fabulous attraction in the park. It's our star attraction, coming back for a strong second season. In addition to that, we're going to have, as I said, the official ribbon cutting for our very first brewery in Roanoke County, which has opened up its second location at Explore Park. There's going to be music on the lawn of the brew. We'll have food. The brew pub will be open for folks to come and enjoy what they have to offer. Plus, that day, you're also going to be able to experience all of the outdoor adventures that we have. In addition to Treetop Quest, Don's Cabins will be out there, Blue Mountain Adventures, and they'll be telling you about all of their new plans and activities that they have going on for the spring and the summer months. Don's Cabins has also added some new touches to his already fabulous selection. He actually has a new wedding cabin there, complete with a fireplace. It's a lovely, lovely cabin, a little bit bigger than the other ones, has a little kitchen nook. It's just beautiful. He's also going to be adding this year a larger yurt to his collection. So he keeps adding and adding on because it's just become such a beautiful, beautiful facility. Blue Mountain Adventures is of course going to be coming back with their whitewater rafting. They'll actually be offering that from Memorial Day through Labor Day. And they're probably going to be coming up with a couple of new things that they'll be telling us about on April 4th. Saturdays just continues to get bigger and bigger as more people hear about it. It's a wonderful opportunity to come out and learn how the artisans actually do what they do. You know, we're always fascinated to see the end result of their hard work and their creativity, but this is an opportunity to see them at work. It's just a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. We are absolutely thrilled to have Twin Creeks Brew Pub with us. We, tested the waters, so to speak, during our big Illuminates Christmas Walk of Lights, and it was so very well received. But it's really so nice to have an opportunity at the park to come in, to sit down in a historic setting. Food is delicious, of course, not to mention their craft beers and their ciders, which are wonderful, wonderful. They're just a fabulous partner. They're going to be announcing a couple of new things they'll be doing at the park. through the summer at the ribbon cutting on April 4th. It's a great opportunity to come out and see what's going on. We have a full day of fun activities, educational activities, and new opportunities. And if folks want to learn more information, please go to our website, www.explorepark.org, or feel free to call our gift shop and visitor center at 540-427-1800. And we expect to see everyone out there with smiles on their faces, ready for a new spring adventure.
Hi, I'm visiting today with Megan Cronice, who's the Transportation Planning Administrator for Roanoke County. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being out here with me today. We have one of several new signs behind us for Tanglewood Mall. We've seen the iconic sign that's been out here for years come down and have some new updated signs. So we just wanted to talk about what's going on here along the 419 corridor and fill us in what's coming up.
Well, we have a transportation project that we got funded about 5 years ago to improve traffic flow and multimodal accommodations for bikes and pedestrians along 419. So what we are looking to do is to add a third lane from Ogden Road to the Route 220 ramp to Martinsville, as well as add sidewalks on both sides of the street and bike lanes on both sides of the street, to add pedestrian signals and crosswalks at all three intersections at Ogden, and then at Elmview and at South Peak. And then we are looking to consolidate 3 bus stops into one to have a bus shelter at Coppercroft Apartments right across the street.
Okay, so basically it's from the Panera location all the way down to
Route 220.
To the Route 220 interchange. Okay, so that's a significant portion of roadway here in the county.
It's a very busy stretch of road, our busiest.
Okay, and so when will the project start?
It should start sometime this summer. June, July timeframe.
Okay. And then do we know how long we might see construction going on?
It's supposed to last until about October of next year in 2021.
Okay. And we know it's going to be a lot of activity. There's a lot of traffic out here anyway, but the goal is to make improvements out here.
Absolutely. And there should not be much impact during the daytime. A lot of the work will be done in the evenings.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. And how about other construction projects that will be going on in this area?
We have another project just up the road at the road to Chuck E. Cheese. We call it Foul Water Lane Extension, and that will be reconstructed and extended past Chuck E. Cheese up the hill to access some property up on the hill. We also have a diverging diamond interchange that we were able to get funded last year for the intersection of Route 419 and Route 220, and that will help push traffic through that interchange as well, so we don't have all the backups that we have on 419 as people are trying to get on the interstate or on Route 220. So that is scheduled for 24, 25, timeframe like that. They just started engineering on that last year.
Okay, that's a much needed improvement as well.
It is. It's a big project.
And I know there are a lot of other projects going on around the county, which I know in the future we'll want to talk to you about, but just kind of list what a few of those are.
Well, Interstate 81 is going to be under construction here very shortly between exits 141 and 143. That's Route 419 and Interstate 581. So you'll start seeing activity on that anytime. Some of the other projects we're working on at the county are a roundabout at Route 311 and Route 419 to replace that intersection to try to help improve traffic flow there. We have another roundabout planned for Starkey Road and Buck Mountain Road in South County to try and improve that intersection as well. And there's many more throughout the county, which you can find on our transportation story map at roanokecountyva.gov/TSM for transportation story map. And we also have our county webpage with many of those projects highlighted at roanokecountyva.gov/transportation.
Great. Well, there's a lot of improvement going on, and it's always nice to get an update from you. And I know a lot of people will be pleased once construction gets going and finished to see all the improvements.
And we'll have a community meeting in conjunction with VDOT in June for more information about construction impacts and what's going to be happening. So look for that as well.
Okay, and find that on the website too.
Yes.
Great. Well, thanks for giving us this update, and we'll look forward to talking to you again soon.
You're very welcome. It's nice to talk with you.
My name is Brian Klingenpeel, and I'm the Community Outreach Coordinator for Roanoke County Fire and Rescue. And I'm here today in front of our new wildland fire engine that's going to be used to fight large outdoor wildland fires. Now, we hope that we don't have any of those kinds of fires this spring or summer. And towards that end, let's make sure that we talk about some outdoor burning, fire prevention, and safety tips. Did you know that most of the state's wildfires happen during the months of February, March, and April? And that's because weather conditions are primed to make outdoor fires spread more rapidly. And because of that, each year the state's burn laws change from February the 15th to April the 30th. There can be no open outdoor burning between midnight and 4 p.m. Burning is allowed between 4 p.m. and midnight, but we want to remind the residents of Roanoke County that you must obtain a burn permit from the fire marshal's office for any fire that is larger than 3 by 3 by 2 and is used for anything other than recreational or warming purposes. Violators of this statewide burn law or of county ordinances can face fines. You could be charged with the cost of fighting the fire, and you could have to repay the damage that the fire has caused. Backyard burns are the leading cause of wildfires in the state. Even a fire that seems to be put out could still have embers that could be picked up by the wind and cause damage later on. Another common cause of outside fires is the improper disposal of fireplace and wood stove ashes. Ashes can stay hot for days, so we want to ask your help to make sure that those ashes have cooled for days before you dispose of them. Please never dispose of ashes in a paper bag or a cardboard box. You should always dispose of ashes in a metal container and drown them thoroughly in water before you spread them outside. An improperly discarded cigarette carelessly tossed into a wood pile, dry leaves, or mulch during these days of low humidity, higher winds, and warmer temperatures can cause a wildfire that threatens homes and lives. When smoking outside, please use a metal can that is filled with sand to extinguish your cigarette. One snowstorm or soaking rain tends to make people forget that vegetation is still dormant and dry this time of year. The fire risk can change with the weather, and it can also change with the local landscape. Homes and subdivisions that are surrounded by wooded areas can be at a higher risk of being affected by fires, even in suburban areas that can be far away from national forest. So during these early spring months of March and April, we want to just ask that you be extremely careful with any outside burning. If you do need to obtain a burn permit from the fire marshal's office, you can reach the Roanoke County Fire Marshal's office at 540-777-8732. Or you can find information about outdoor burning on our website at roanokecountyva.gov/fire rescue.
Kites are coming once again to Green Hill Park, the 21st annual Kite Festival, and we couldn't be more excited. You know, there's always wonderful things to see and do at the Kite Festival. It's a free event. We open up at 10 in the morning and we go till 4 in the afternoon, and we just have so much fun. The Richmond Air Force Kite Club comes back to do their fabulous demos and to help orchestrate the whole day's activities. Plus, we wanted this year to be very, very special, so we went ahead, and this year we're actually going to have a kite making showcase and contest. For all of you folks out there who have never made a kite before, or maybe you've made 100, we want to see what they look like. We're going to have a variety of categories, age groups. Come on out and fly your kite. Every kite that's entered into the contest is going to have to be handmade. None of the store-bought kites will do for the contest. We wanted to do something new because this year we're bringing the Kite Festival back. Last year we were unable to bring it to Roanoke County, but this year's going to be amazing. We'll also have vendors. We have food vendors coming. We'll have a variety of craft activities for the kids. And of course, the specialty of flying the kite in a beautiful location. So we hope everyone will come out and join us this year for the 21st Annual Kite Festival. And additionally, this year we'll continue the tradition as long as supplies last with free kites, compliments of United Healthcare, plus we will also have free kids t-shirt giveaways. You couldn't ask for a better day in the park. Again, it's at Roanoke County's Green Hill Park on Saturday, April 21st.
Hello, I'm talking today with Officer Thurman Butts with the Roanoke County Police Department. We're going to be talking about an important summit coming up. So tell us a little bit about that summit.
Yes, ma'am. So the Roanoke County Police Department, in collaboration with Town of Vinton, City of Salem, Roanoke City Police Departments, we will be holding the second annual Faith-Based Safety Summit.
Okay, and talk a little bit about the summit. What kinds of topics will people learn if they participate?
So they're going to learn basically how to exercise their constitutional First Amendment right in a very safe and welcoming manner. Okay, you should feel no safer and more welcome than when you attend church or mass or service, whatever the denomination service of your particular religion. You should feel no safer and welcome than when you walk in the doors of that house of worship. So all we are trying to do is we are trying to teach everybody how to do so safely and still give off that very welcoming and inviting feeling.
And why participate in the summit? Why come together with these faith-based entities to try to help them learn more about prevention? Absolutely.
Well, as you well know, places of religious worship have been the target of many attacks. And it has become something that unfortunately has been more prevalent here, as the years go on. So we have taken note of that, and we are taking a proactive measure to try to get everybody involved to, learn different safety measures, different safety techniques, as well as if you would like to implement a safety or security team at your place of religious worship, how to do that as well.
Okay, so it's really hand in hand with those religious leaders and the experts on crime prevention and safety police department.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
That's great. And you said it's the second annual.
Second annual, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Where will the event be held?
It's going to be held at the auditorium at the Virginia Western Community College, and I did not mention them in the introduction. The Virginia Western Community College will be hosting the event, and it will be sponsored by the Virginia Western Police Department.
Okay,
yes.
And that is a Saturday?
It's going to be held on Saturday,
okay.
March 28th, yes ma'am, starting at 9 a.m. And it's going to conclude around 5 p.m. It's a full 8-hour day, and we wanted to hold it on a Saturday so that anybody can attend. We didn't want individuals to feel as though that they had to compete with their work schedule just to get this very informative training. This training is going to be held at no cost to the students. Food will be provided, all materials will be provided, and everything's included, yes ma'am.
Wonderful. And if people are interested in finding out more, what's the best way to get that?
Okay, so we have a link set up on Eventbrite where you can sign up to register. Like I said, it's free of charge. As well as you can go to the County Police Facebook page and you can sign up that way as well.
Okay, and I'm sure they can reach out to you as well. We'll share your phone number with folks.
Absolutely, yes.
Great.
There's several flyers, several hundred flyers going around right now. You can also call and RSVP a reservation via telephone as well.
Okay, great. Well, I certainly hope it's a well-attended event. I know last year was, and
yes, ma'am.
Get a lot of people to come out and participate.
Yes, ma'am. Hope so.
Right.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Huh?